All right, here we go again. Buckle up. So I'll explain it more in depth for all of you. That's why every president gets hit with the insinuation that they're a pedophile. So they won't stop the corrupt operations. But apparently, if they're not a pedophile, they'll let them investigate the way they want to investigate. And it's not an investigation. It's a scam. And of course, some people accept it as extortion, and they can extort people to get what they want using those operations. But that's why President Trump's being hit with the same thing that Biden was being hit with. Right. So they won't stop those operations. If they start looking at my life and go, well, maybe we should stop these agents from around Larry, all of a sudden they're like, well, maybe we can't because they won't say it, but President Trump's being hit with these allegations. We'll let them operate, and they'll know that we're part of the team. But these are corrupt operations going on forever. It's the reason our nation's all screwed up. They've caused people to turn into pedophiles and sex criminals and violent people and harm their family, harm themselves, harm their friends. They're disgusting, piggish people. They are a legion of demons that will be destroyed, either here or in hell. Remember, leave it up to God. God will kill them and kill them and kill them over and over again in hell for every person that they've harmed. Oh, he sounds like he's aggravated. So even though he's saying don't harm people, he doesn't mean it, even though we've been doing it to him for over 35 years. Because he sounds agitated. We're not agitated. We're happy because they gave us $1 million to destroy our neighbor's kid, to destroy our neighbor's parents, to destroy our government. You spit on them when you see them. You spit on the ground and look at them. Don't spit on them, but spit on the ground and look at them and let them know you know. They're disgusting. They're horrid. They're the most evil devils that have ever existed. And they crucified Christ and crucify him today with that bullshit. No, he's not peaceful. He's angry. Yes, I'm angry. And God will send you to hell based upon my anger. Because I am a truthful witness, and you bear false witness day in and day out from your police departments and your churches and your synagogues. You will go to hell. This is no joke. You will go to hell. Thank you, Larry. My wireless thing ran out of juice. And their curses, their spells. They will go to hell. Every last one of them has no out. That's what Christianity came to condemn. And that Christianity was actually a sect of Judaism. Satan scammed by turning it into Christianity. Oh no, he shouldn't be angry. He's been a disabled veteran since 1993, and they've done it to him since 1993 and before. You know what they say? Oh, he's scamming. He's not really disabled. You leave the government, there's rules about how you do it. Oh, he's not really disabled. So the first investigation is, oh, let's investigate his fraudulent retirement. But what happened? My retirement stands, and all those DHS people and all those people in the police departments, what happened to them? They got in trouble for fraudulent retirements. I suspect the administration has people behind it because you're all blind the way you're talking to people. You're not going to make the midterms. You have to be truthful. It's the only way to make this work. If you lie to the people, they know you're lying. A simple government process. Okay, they didn't approve of Alina Habba. She really was stupid. Downright stupid to do that then. Next year, she could have did it once she was confirmed. You can't do it right then and there. She's stupid. Downright stupid. Give her a way out of it. She probably sent people after me. Or you did, because I said Alina Habba did the wrong thing. Did she do the right thing? Did she do the right thing? She's not going to get confirmed. She didn't get confirmed. There's a law. It's called the Vacancy Act. You can't figure it out? Or are you going to listen to the bullshit piece of garbage people that run those operations in my church, in your church, and everybody else's church? Is that what you're going to do? You listen to them? Devils, every last one of them. Now they're making the president afraid to do anything about it because they'll say he's a pedophile. Meanwhile, they're taking 13, 14-year-old, 15-year-old kids, 16-year-old kids, launching them at men while they cast spells on the man or the woman and calling it good. I tell you, I'm sick and tired of your spells, but I'll deal with it. I'll give it right to God, and God will keep bringing those rains until it finds its target. It may have found its target. I don't know. Are those girls in that camp? And I'll be honest with you. It's time to speak honest. We had a period of mourning. Were those girls in that camp ever used for bait in Texas? Are you running little girls around and casting spells on men and women? Is that what your thing is? They run around their church trying to trick men, but their poor little child? I know it's probably pretty rough to hear, but that's the reality. There are 14-year-old girls out there being put in front of men while cops and dirty piece of shit preachers cast spells on men to be sex fiends. Happening all day on the internet. Meh, 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 meh. They know how to crank up people's sexuality. They got their neighbors' kids raped. They got their neighbors' kids murdered. And in some cases, their kids were raped and murdered because the cop dropped the ball. But nobody gonna say anything now, because this is how we get our $1 million. What I would do is I'd give it to God, but what I would do is I would curse every one of those people that are talking about Trump being a pedophile, because it's a scam, so that we, the average person, can be sexualized and abused by fake cops that are bringing drugs and sex trafficking to our nation, and they're whores in these churches. And they're in the synagogues, believe you me. Thank you, Larry. You present yourself to a man in a church, then you're a devil whore. Don't tell me that I'm saying the wrong thing. You sound all pretty, all day. We're working on ourselves. Boo, up at the pulpit. Boo, we're working on ourselves. We'll be better one day. You're not working on yourself. You're working over your community so you can steal everything. Oh, this means he's dangerous. This means he's dangerous. You know what that means? They don't like the truth. They don't like it one bit. But surely they look like miniatures of righteousness and angels of light. Oh, that cop's such an angel. What's he talking about? Whores. Every last one of you, whores. Whores for Satan. Putting yourselves into men's minds so a dirty cop and a dirty CIA member can twist their mind. Every last one of you might be CIA and condemn this nation to another 10 years of BS and trouble. That's how you make money in this nation. You take your kid and you put it in front of men while other men and women curse the man and spell the man and psyop him. Don't you stop one bit in investigating who these fake sex investigators are. Don't stop one bit, or God will damn this entire nation and this entire planet even twice as fast, because he's damning it today. Psycho bitches. Every last one of them, whether it's a man or a woman. Here, I'll put the bitch curse on all of you. You want me to do that? God will let me do it. Make you all bitches. Oh, if we go to church, we don't say bitch. You say bitch. That makes us holy. I knew the day, or not the day, but around the time when the wiring into the church stopped. Way before when I stopped going. You can't get anywhere if they don't let you wire in. In fact, I was taking your church up while you were taking me down. Oh, it's politics, brother. It's just politics. We'll get rid of it. Politics. Law enforcement. No, it's the devil. You're all devils, and you're going to hell. Every last one of you. Look at my breakfast here. Tried to tell you were stupid. But now, right, you're going to spend money in the church to track me the rest of my life. You're going to pay those same pieces of shit money to track me and do this to my life again. Sikhs did it. They got exposed as a sex cult. Gotta wonder what we're going to find in your churches. We shall see. Yeah. Rafa. Part of healing it is revealing who all of you are and what you've been up to. They started restricting the sex investigations, especially against disabled people that they've already disabled. So they want to launch this thing where Trump's a sex fiend and a pedophile. They're the sex fiends and the pedophiles. Trump was set up in life to have that trigger so they could trigger him. Don't stop. Don't stop restricting them. Don't stop investigating them. Don't stop throwing them out of the government. Ya Rafa. Ya El Ma'il. Every agency should look into bringing people back. That people you can trust. Right. Get rid of the rest. If you don't have people you can draw from, then it may be too difficult to get rid of some of the more seasoned people. Well, the reality is this. God said don't be part of it. But as long as they let you live your life here a little bit, we won't be part of it. We won't kick people out of government. Right. They decided they were going to change that. Sickening whores. Includes the people working for social media. They're using PSYOP and social media. Stealing the world. Zuckerberg and those people, they stole the world. That's why he's groveling at Trump. He don't want to be fingered for what he did. And what he does, he probably still doing it. For all you know, he's coming against Trump today in PSYOP. Zuckerberg would have been a nobody if the spies didn't bring him up and take him up. Right. In fact, the spies could have made Zuckerberg a homeless drunk. That's who makes these Silicon Valley instant billionaires or instant multimillionaires. Spies. And we're all stuck in the middle. These operations are engaged in twist their minds. It's satanic. They were working on my wife when we were in the first church. We went to as actually second church as we went with the family. Went as a family. So I didn't know what was going on back then. 1990s. But they were going to play a game, whereas this woman has this crush on me, but it got out of control. Right. That's delicious. There's no excuse for what you're all doing. Some of these people are CIA, are sitting in a church. They get told to do a man, they do a man. Once they kill a man, then they get an overseas assignment, or a woman. You can tell the difference pretty much between who's who in the missionary field. Some might be just, in training still. So they're really going to, they want their bosses to approve of them. In reality, they work for you. They don't work for, what's that guy up there, Ratzinger? They don't work for, who knows who Ratzinger is, really? But they don't work for Ratzinger. They work for Clapper and Brennan and all those people. They all claim, everybody claims to be a conservative. Well, they're sexualizing people. Republican Party fell long ago when they accepted Slickster Henry. Stole decades of my life. I made money on my stuff. So don't stop enforcing the law. All right, I believe you're going to benefit from bus runs. I wish I hadn't screwed up my life so I could chat with you and figure out how to do this. Like, exactly what you're doing, what you have, what your plans are. All right. And the thing exists in your church, I know there's sexuality in your church. It doesn't come without sexuality. Oh, right. Let me rephrase that. I know it's corrupt sexuality. Thank you. That's right. Like, I knew a state trooper that, at least one, or actually more, several state troopers in Santa Fe that were doing me. I knew they were sexual. Like, out of wedlock and, even some of the women that were just trying to befriend me. I don't care, man. Where do you get their millions of dollars from? They don't. So it's fake. People that are part of that thing, it's all fake. Oh, the litmus test isn't that the person sexually offends. And what they'll tell you is I just admitted to being a sex offender. No, I didn't. See, that's where the scam is. Their psychology is bullshit. Right. No, they're touching the head. They can't leave their victim be. No, they're actually the prison type. They're supposed to be in prison. If they're not in prison, because they own the system. No, Trump was set up. Andrew was set up. I'm not saying that what Andrew did was right or what Trump did was right or wrong or anything like that. The truth is what it is. I've already seen them implant memories that aren't true. Right. So, you know, what somebody says could be implanted, and that's what I have. Of course, somebody will come out and say it and act like there's their original thought, but I'm the person that says this and the originator. Some of these people that said stuff about Trump, if they actually said it in the way, in the context that is being represented, may have had memories implanted, especially people that have been sexually abused. These people could sexually abuse somebody and have the victim say it was someone else. That's what their psychology is capable of. Because they do. They sexually abuse the women, and they get them to blame me when they take off and it was just sex. Right. The woman feels like it could be real. This guy's got money. Right. But he's just some dirty PI and cop. Right. And then when they're done with them, they walk off. But, you know, they blame Larry. Larry, we wouldn't be here if Larry wasn't here. Right. After they had sex with all of them. That's why you'll see me reach out to people and show my innocence. That's all I was doing, and that's all I'm doing. Right. But this time it wasn't going to go the same as last time. It's just, you know, they guessed wrong. Right. Oh, you got what you want? Oh, okay. Weirdos. Well, I guess they wanted another million years in hell. They got it. You man, I'm working in Mark service, not knowing a darn thing about anything. Totally asleep. Doing all the work that they wouldn't do. And they're running these psyops around me. With whoever their connect is in NSA or whatever private eye does the online stuff. Right. Oh, NSA's involved. They're not real at all. Believe me. Yeah, they do some real work, but they're not real. Nah, it's no little thing. Don't let them, oh, but I'm different. I'm not like that. I'm a different person. I'm not like he says. That's somebody else. They all like it, every last one of them. They don't get the position unless they're liars. Thank you, Larry. You got me wrong, bro. I'm not like this. Thank you, Larry. Of course, they stole my tefillin. You stole them. They're all sick. Well, they had hopes that I'd stay in the LDS church and they could operate me and write false reports for the next 20 years until I'm dead, or 10 years, or whatever it is. Right. Of course, they hope sooner than later. Right. As soon as I would have talked to that woman, she'd have wrote a report that I did something. No matter what it was. I could have said, hi, how are you? A very nice church. You seem like a nice person. Have a great day. She'd go, oh, he propositioned me. And then there it comes, $1 million. That's really what's going on in this country. There's people in jail that never committed a single crime. They had 5 people witness it, and then the victim. And they all getting paid millions of dollars. But what are we doing now? They're going to reinvent themselves as the saviors of their country. But they'll tell you, blame everybody else, even though we're running it. Not our fault, it's their fault. No, it's their fault. No, it's their fault. Low crisis here, low crisis there. Low crisis not there. Low Satan's here, low Satan's not there. You can't be a Christian and really be in government, I'm just telling you. I'm probably one of the few people that could, awakened and all that, but... They got 14-year-old kids teaching them how to be whores. That's what they're doing. Hear that man over there? We need him to do this. Like, oh, you don't say nothing to kid BS. Kids even hear your conversations. So to make the adult, it's just like the trans thing. It's the same psychology. To make the adult happy, they become trans. To make the adult happy, she becomes a whore, attract a men at 14 years old for some dirty cop who's going to have sex with her by the time she's 16. Female or male, doesn't matter. They're into all of it. Right, Sheriff? Right, Chief? See, that's the thing. If you don't do it, if you're not part of it, they'll tell about when you had sex with a 16-year-old. So the whole world's upside down. The sex offenders are the cops. The sex offenders are the church. The sex offenders are the people I say they are. And they're trying to force everybody else into it using strong curses. A strong psychology, which is a curse on this nation and a blight on this nation, and they should be spit on. But don't spit on them, spit on the ground in front of them. That's where our nation went, PSYOP. Every single, but the PSYOP isn't the same for everyone. Everybody gets PSYOP, but they make them believe, oh, you're a holy savior by doing this. Right. What they're looking for is people that are narcissists, really. If you want to help your neighbor, like for real, they'll destroy you. They're developing the psychology, the Pol Pot psychology. Save yourself, sacrifice your neighbor. Can't get to heaven that way. I mean, you're going to get to heaven psyoping somebody in a church? Well, you met lady, you thought you were helping us. You're not responsible. Oh, she's not responsible, all right. She's so irresponsible she shouldn't be in the church or have a position. Now, I won't be there to raise my hand, no, if she gets appointed to another office, or he. Actually, there was one of them just appointed to another office. Right. Because I'm not part of that. I'm not in your church. I was only in your church for like a day or two till they came along and go, hey, do this, do that. Right. Just like every other religion, just trying to get my blessing and healing while they curse me off, just like every other dirty cop. They tried to make me believe it. They're trying to make me believe it's me now. Oh, brother, sometimes life gets you down. That's what they're giving me. That's what they're giving me. So what does this tell you about all those years? Not what they're telling you. Oh, he figured us out. No, I was really trying to get married all those years. I'm not trying to get married now. Right. I mean, if it comes along, I won't throw it away, but I'm not going to run after women that are deceivers and Delilahs and Jezebels. These women are worse than Jezebel and Delilah. Because everybody knew well, actually, Delilah, I guess, is closer, but everybody knew, but they're a combination of Jezebel and Delilah. Right. Oh, but she's chaste. She's a chaste woman. He's a chaste man. Yeah, when I see it, I'll believe it, but, the Bible already covered that. No, they're going after the president because they're starting to restrict these fake sex investigations. Or someone in the administration is. Right. I don't care if he did or didn't. It was a setup. And at this stage of the game, they're worse than anybody would be that's the victim of what he's doing. Oh, there he admitted to it. No, I said even if Trump did it. I didn't say anything about myself. Fake psychology, man. That's what they use. Psychologists, they probably don't say anything now, but once upon a time, you could actually go to online and you'd see psychologists condemning the government psychology, which is the psychology, which is the psychology they're using. Right. They just want to get the FaceTime with the person to put spells on them. So if like most people, if you're going to date a woman, you're going to start feeling with her. That gives entrance into my sexuality, into my person. She wanted entrance into my person. That whore wanted entrance into my person to sexualize me. She is going to hell. Quit lying about it. Quit putting these kids into that at 14, at 13, at 12. Growing up to be whores. Because they work for the CIA or FBI or some former or contractor. She wanted into my person. And no, she wasn't interested. Right. She was interested in the cassola. Thank you, Larry. So much for the LDS church. I mean, this is horrible. I mean, it's not your whole church, but this is horrible. Now it's Oh, brother, sometimes life gets you down. I'll give you some scripture to help you. Sikhs did the same kind of thing. Right. Had the Sikhs not been found out as a sex cult, they would still be standing there going, yes, because it's you, not us. Right. I agree. Well, you know, the quorum of 12 needs to send investigators to investigate that church. I got no idea what they're doing. Other than being pawns of the devil's self. The LDS meets Larry the Baptist. Cops will tell you it's sure thing all day. They started this by saying I was going to be arrested any day. That's decades ago. Nah, it's a scam. Even Biden probably. I don't know if Biden did. Biden's the one that looks like the pedophile, really, but I don't know. Could just be weird. Right. I'm sure he's had sex with people's wives. Right. Right. At a minimum. Right. No, it's just the way the family makes money. Other families make money sometimes. Crazy. All the people that did this to me were paid, and they were having sex with the dirty cops and the dirty PIs. Right. So again, I mean, they're all fake, man. Been fake since the day they were born. Bunch of devils on the planet in the body. But we go to church and we're chaste. Well, if you're whether you're chaste or not is left to be seen, because I don't believe it. But right, they know they can project their will, so what they say everybody believes, and then if that doesn't work, then they do the psyop. They were in every church I was in. I'm not protecting anyone. They're sickening, disgusting, filth. Had squatters in his apartment? Naked strangers. It was a sublet. His roommates moved out while he was away on a vacation or something. I don't know. And then he went back to his apartment, walked in, and everything was different. Like he noticed that, his stuff was gone, kitchen stuff was gone. And then the woman a 35-year-old woman walks out of the bedroom naked and screams. And he's like, ah! They sublet it. But you know how that happens? Curses. Same people doing the same thing. But I'll go to church and life will get better for me. No, Larry, don't do it. They're in there. Larry, go to church. It's going to end badly for us. Now, once Once they get busy with this, then I don't wire into the church any longer. Well, if you don't wire in, there's no reason to go. And of course, they're cursing to be sexual, cursing me to be this. And the operators are playing. I'm like, oh, I know he's very dangerous. Well, we're gonna have to watch him for a while. What I would hire PIs to watch him for you. I mean, because who knows what he's going to do, and he could actually maybe even sue you. So what I would do is here's some names here. They used to be deputy marshals. They're contractors now. Thanks, Larry. Now, there's nobody, there should, it needs to be tightly regulated, and there should be and you have to have good people. They're going to blackmail anybody. Again, it's just they're like crooks. The same reason you're hiding you got to actually hide your face in the office, in the federal government. Because you got to worry about who you're working with. Right. So, right. Yeah, it actually happened to me. I mean, most people in the BOP will say, not most, but a few people, the honest people will say, I see inmates are easy. It's the people I work with that are difficult because they're corrupt. Right. Actually, some inmates aren't easy, but majority of them are actually. It's a science, man. I mean, it's not difficult. That's why I say get the BOP in there, they know the science. Right. Because that's what you need. People would know the science. Everything I did today was the science. Corrections 101. Right. Thank you, Larry. Well, I think they're having trouble. They had to close some They closed some prisons, which you need to look at now. I don't know what they did with them before they give them to the Chinese, or give them to somebody's giving kickbacks, and then they sell them to the Chinese. And they see the Chinese be running prisons, and we'll all be in prison because some crud that goes to church wants to make money. So he sells all our prisons to the Chinese. You actually probably need to look into some of that. Right, I guess Loomer supposedly. See, Loomer's being propped up. Somebody gave her the lead. Maybe spies. Right. That contractor was in our stuff, but it was a Chinese contractor. There's probably a lot more of that. Got to check our prisons and everything else. Look at investors, too. You may have a straw person. It's not Chinese. That's the next person's next thing. Okay, I figured it out. Or God gave it to me. Let's see. You got to look for straw deals now, where Chinese people are using Americans to buy something, like land that you said they can't buy. And I guess that's the same thing with that contract that Loomer's talking about. Now they're trying to get her back in Trump's good graces. They're the ones that triggered Loomer. Whoever gave her that lead, most likely are the ones, or connected her with that lead about the Chinese. I don't remember what they were running, but they were doing some government contracts or something. That's the people that set her after Trump. She really was going after Trump, to tell you the truth. I've tested all this for years. So because she lost weight, they're trying to increase her weight now. Oh, but she is worthwhile, I mean. Even though she started this mess. They actually started it, but she's part of it. She was triggered. And again, she's making millions of dollars. Trump gave her millions of dollars. A lot of even some of the people she got rid of were part of the machine that gave her millions of dollars. Right. She's got to be careful because they're going to try to take her out at some point. Right. That's the problem with corruption, because then they become, double agents and stuff like that. No, she's no longer broke. Very wealthy. I guess I created that monster. Nah, I said everybody should help her. Usually when I say something, it kind of happens some way. But she's got to remember what she's supposed to be doing. So look for straw purchasers, purchasing or So again, that contract was most likely run by an American, I imagine, but maybe not. I don't know. Don't do what I say, do what I tell you to do. That's what I told you for years. Right. Well, even if Trump did something, he was a setup, so when he would be, be in a powerful position somewhere, they could manipulate him. It doesn't necessarily have to be the presidency, because there's people, I just letting you know, there's people out there that are not, will never be president, but they went through the same thing and are very manipulated by this thing, or are extorted by it. Not necessarily manipulated. So if you go back to the Biden administration, we'll see this thing pick up again. Also, why? Because they were trying to look at certain things and restrict certain things. Right. I know New Jersey restricted the sex crime and the sex crime investigations from outside sources. Well, you look at the person, you can tell they're disabled, whether they're on disability or not. They may not have ever even gone near it if it wasn't for these people. Again, we can actually get deeper into metaphysics, how they willed them up before they even got there, and willed the person's life askew. But I believe there's physical operators. So what they're trying to do is create this world where it's all vigilante. Right. It's the same thing when I told you not to use those gangs. It's a scam, man. The sex crime investigators outside the government are a scam. Of course they're going to do something right. I don't know, that's where the bullshit comes in. Right. It's like mafia running a sanitation service. Of course they do, sanitation work. They do collect people's trash and take it to the dump. But there's a lot of crime around it. Right. And then, of course, money laundering and everything else. Nah, they led me here to kill me. There's no doubt. That's why I couldn't get to Colorado Springs. That's why I couldn't get to the other places I was looking at. And they knew the weather was a factor also. Weather's very harsh around here. Thank you, Larry. Now, you're all devils. So what God does, God brings up a certain emotion that I felt through my life. Again, they'll say it's just I'm crazy, or, I'm having a flashback from abuse. But I was watching a Star Trek. A lot of it's Star Trek episodes. The original series. But I think it was like these peacenik type hippie people. And they were, all I know is in one episode, they couldn't even walk on the ground because it was burning their feet or something like that. Something weird like that. But I was like, yeah. I'm like, a 7-year-old kid. Yeah. But it's supposed to be like Eden, but it's like hellish, So again, this is what's going on here. Thank you, Larry. Well, they kill people all the time. They get kids raped, all sorts of stuff. They're all sick. Well, what they'll do is they'll do it to a preacher, and they own the church. You see. Right. Just be part of the orgy, Mar. Just be part of the church orgy. That's why you're not protected from so many Christians falling. Because you're playing the game all. And that's where they get the idea to do it, because they're like, well, it's a game. It's not real. As long as I feed them, the sacrificial lamb, then, they won't get busted, so that's what they're into. Right. All right, so I'm trying to figure out whether I want to go with the Morocco red because I have plenty of Morocco red, or do I want to paint it as the primer color, which is kind of a much deeper red, kind of a brown red. I don't know. There's like the way to do it is to spray the Morocco red. See what I think. It's like an orangey red. That was the other one. I mean, it gives me an ability to use up this paint that I haven't used. These are a little deeper. I really did like the color. They really stood out real nice. Right. Believe it or not, there's a lot of Jewish stuff that comes from, like, they do Kiddush cups, or Moroccan. There's a lot of Moroccan Jews, I think, or certain, I guess they're Sephardic. Yeah, it's like one of the Sephardic locations. I said, yeah, while looking at the Morocco red. I didn't realize it's just chalk paint. My Morocco red, you can't get it now. I bought Morocco red spray paint. That's the only, you can't get the spray. You can get the brush on, but you can't get the spray. Somebody does this. I believe it. It could be a curse, but, right. See? So they want me to see that they're operating. They think it's funny. Agreed, Larry. Yeah, I'm just going to have a different color. I happen to have Morocco red here. I have silver, gold, Morocco red. I have a bunch of black. I don't think I want a black one. Like an off black Anor. Got gold there. That color is... I should have knew better than stand there at Walmart trying to pick a paint. Cursing me from the cameras. Bought the wrong paint. Any other ones I probably could have used that I was looking at. It was the worst of the three choices. That's what they do. That's the other part of it. They sit there on the cameras while you're at the store cursing you. So your son and daughter may have shoplifted in their life. They did it. They just pick your son to be the shoplifter, your daughter to be the shoplifter. And every time they walk into Walmart, they curse them. If they don't like your family, they'll curse you too. That's how sick these people are. That's quote-unquote Walmart security. That's why you saw people from the Obama administration run over there. Governance. They believe they believe in a different type of governance, believe me. That's why she went into governance. That's a CIA kind of manipulation of the mind. Well, we're governance. You know what that means, right? We actually run the world. That's how they are, man. That's what their inner church is doing, making them believe you're going to heaven, he's not. Just don't worry about it. He just knows we caught him. We caught him going to church. Well, Clapper the Great forbid him from going to church. He was backed up by the high priest Tenet. And the Sadducee Muller. So that's using your government still. Don't believe that these spies work for anybody but those people. Yep, I can't give you a go. That's your problem, all of you, not mine. Nah, it's the same thing as KGB, right? You see how well Putin worked out. But I think if in the first administration, if you would have embraced Putin like I told you to, I think we could have ironed this out. Of course, the spies didn't want you to. Because they don't work for you, actually. Right. They're playing his head. Believe me, everybody's... And again, supposedly, they're probably Russian sympathizers and stuff, but there was they protested, what's that guy, Zelensky, saying he's not really serious about peace. For all we know, he's psyoping to keep it going. We don't know, right? Correct. People are weird, man. That part of the world, most of you don't see. I've seen it, since I woke up, because they were trying to. Hashem woke me up because they were killing me. Now you all struggle with it because you've given into it. You've taken what Yeshua ben David has said was the mark of the beast. Oh, there they go again. Right. Able to get my mic to do something funky. Oh, I was looking for this the other day. Darn it. Actually, I need to oil it. It's pretty rusted. It's a tool. See, this shows you. I'm cursed not to find what I'm looking for, but if I look for 3 things, I'll find a couple of them. Things are dropping. Like she's all mad now. They're all mad. Because I revealed who they are. They don't work for the United States. They work for that thing, the devil, the beast. No, I have no idea why you didn't meet with Putin. I mean, it's really, if you look at it, it's bizarre. I mean, you meet with Japanese, there's no reason that you can't meet with him at the White House. There's no reason. There was never any reason. It's all bullshit. It's all spy bullshit to manipulate the world. Right. You're playing out their thing. You don't know it, but what's playing out here is the spies in the United States, the Five Eyes and all them, they're all mad because some people got killed by the Soviets. It's still playing out. Right. People they know, spies they know, even more modern spies, even people they were paying were put to death in Russia. They're all mad. They're little hissy, or not sissy, but hissy fits. Right. They have little hissy fits. These people have hissy fits. That's what they look for. Right. You're all having a hissy fit because you're trying to make peace with Russia. And of course, they make millions of dollars. It's not, the industrial complex is a scam. These are individuals. You can find them and put your finger in their face and tell them they're a piece of shit. Other people have seen them, but they won't say anything because they don't want to lose their jobs. But when you're like Trump and all that, you can't see it. You don't know what's going on. What they're trying to do is trying to get you in a mode where you won't restrict the corrupt sexual investigations. That's really one of their bigs. I mean, I can't even imagine how much money they make off of that. Because, if I was rich, I could buy my way out of it. Right. Even if I was a real criminal. Right. Not just one that they're... See, that's what the point is. Somebody paid them to do this to me. Right. And that person is a criminal. And, of course, they're criminals also. But, right. No, it's a bunch of people. What they're doing is they make merchandise of you. They put you into the system. Oh, it's not well for me. It's unhealthy for me to read the scriptures. Why? Because I can take them scriptures and show you who each and every one of them are. That's why, see, this mental illness picks up when he's reading the scriptures. Or when he goes to a church. Well, if you keep it up, I won't call it a church. I'll tell people what it really is. But for now, I'll just leave it at those 2 people. Well, your church needs to take their power down so they can't project. And that's the bottom line. I don't care if they were friends since first grade. They're devils, and they need to be restricted. Right. No, it's a trap. It was a trap. Essentially a trap at this point. Right. That's why people don't go to churches, man. They go to one church, notice it's a trap, they get out of there. Right. Next, the local drug dealer's paying somebody in the church to take the addict out of the church because he's making money off of the addict. Right. And then the church gets to make a little bit of money. Right. Or if they go to church, they can, in other words, they're not just an addict anymore. There's somebody that goes to church who might actually go to the police. But again, there'll probably be trouble to go to the police because the police just, they pick and choose who they're going to bust. So, right. And it isn't like, you're a Republican, I won't bust you. Right. They'll put a bunch of lies in your mind. So, as to how it works, just so you'll accept it. But again, accepting something usually means the mark of the beast. All right, so I'm trying to find my razor blade. Come on, I need it. I can't, when I'm not looking at it, they drop all over the place. Kill yourself, boy, kill yourself. No, I'm not going out that way. But of course, now that I need it, I can't find the darn thing. Otherwise, it'd be 15 dropping off the counter. How so many of those get up there? They willed them into existence. That's how. She's still trying. It comes out she because there are she's, but they will it to be she. They, men and women, large numbers, are still willing me to try to cancel my order from Amazon. They're losing it. That's their thing. They have to say, he's not doing what we want. That's the way their mind is. Now, these people are sick, man. Been sick their whole life. Now they're out there making sick 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds, running them around as bait. I just wasn't into it, man. Wasn't into it another time. That's the next move. First, the woman's about my age. No, they're not doing it because I say it. Each and one of them know the scam, right? To turn somebody into a pedophile. They're independent selves. They can operate the same scam because the spies taught them, whether they're contractors or real spies or just criminals that learned were spycraft because they were part of the criminal enterprise. Right? Next, after the missionaries start doing funky stuff, then it'll be the 14-year-olds. I just kind of Reader's Digest condensed it all and said, I'm out of here. Thank you, Larry. And they'll say, oh, see, he knows we knew what he was up to. Trying to attend church without Satan's approval. That's pretty much what it is. Now they're secreted a couple other places already. Right. That home church up in Lenexa, they're there. He may not know it. Right. Well, he couldn't get anybody into his church until I started talking to him. Now he's got like 10 people. Which, if there was nobody in his church, they may have been executing him, actually. Right. Because he's not part of their thing. So then they give him 10. Because if nobody else is there but me, you can't manipulate him as much because I'm everything he's got. Well, this guy comes to church all the time. He's the only person that comes to my home church. Right. Well, you got 9 or 10 CIA guys in there and gals. Right. Then a cop will give him, well, this guy dangerous. Yeah, I know. The cop told me. I've seen this guy before, and I told a cop about him, and the cop's right. They're all the same thing. That's why judges are afraid of him, right? Because they'll do that to the judge. They show the judge how corrupt they are. They're supposed to show it to you and let you live your life, is what they're supposed to do. But like I said, these people were double agents and worse. Right? Thanks, sir. Now, I think I'm going to paint it with the Morocco red. The Lord said since we painted it with the Morocco red and they cursed it, we might get more power returning it to the original color. Right. They didn't win, quote unquote. It's kind of a planetary system. Now, where's that Morocco red? There's no doubt they're going to hell. These people did the thing that God can't forgive them for. Now, granted, God can forgive anybody for anything, but as far as what I have received, and I have the most updated information on the planet, and again, there's a lot of people sitting there going, yeah, I knew that this was true, but they won't say it. Then they'll come and get them. Hey, they're coming first. No, look, the psychology they use to make people sex offenders, they could use to stop sex. Like, you don't have to castrate anybody. These people could make them non-sex offenders. Correct. Right. The CIA can make anybody not a sex offender. Right. Because it's just not going to happen. I mean, like they're trying to say, well, you buck us and you don't become a sex offender, but no, it's different. That's different, you know? Right. 100%. It's easier to stop somebody from sex offending than it is to make them a sex offender. Unless, you know, if they're already a sex offender, I imagine it'd be pretty easy. And that's what I was complaining about. I said, look, we spend a lot of money and time fixing people in prisons and jails. And then you come along when they're out on the street and you tell everybody that you're testing them. Next thing you know, that they rape and murder somebody. I mean, they're that sick, man. They care less about anything. 100%. So you look, they hit my Moroccan red. They hit the Moroccan red. Sounds like cannabis, huh? And a lot of it is related to cannabis. I believe that somebody cannabis may have killed with, you know, psychologically murdered Jonathan Nichols. Right. I believe he would, I mean, I don't know, you know better. He may have been a holdout, or he may have been fighting for more regulation like you have now. I mean, whoever drafted that first law, woohoo! Right. You might probably, the fact is, you may not have got that law forward with Jonathan Nichols there. Right. In that form, at least. Correct. The Chinese could have killed him too. I mean, just because there's white people involved doesn't mean the Chinese are absent. The Chinese could be running the entire thing around me. Chinese and Russians. They got more money than anyone else to do that stuff with. Moroccan Red, where are you? Hashem, where's the Moroccan Red? This is getting weird. Maybe I would do a prayer where Hashem's commanded me to use Moroccan Red. Nah, they're sick people, man, believe me. Oh, here it is. Thanks, Hashem. Yeah, I didn't know this was chalk paint. This is like primo for this type of project. But I do gloss it in the end. Woo! Feel me! All right, stay peaceful, praise God in all that you do. They are devils.